What is HTTP? Picture this. There's a popular restaurant in your neighborhood called the Internet. It's a huge place that serves all kinds of food. It's really crowded there. Waiters are running around. There are many other customers too, all in a hurry. A waiter approaches you. Surprise! He speaks in a foreign language called HTTP. You also speak that language, so you tell him your order. The waiter, TCP, takes your order and runs to one of the many kitchens. Much to your dismay, the waiter comes back empty-handed. 404 not found, he says in HTTP, which in regular English means that the dish you ordered is not available. It's fine though, because you still have a lot of other dishes you want to try. The waiter runs back to the kitchen and gives you everything you requested, preparing the dishes right in front of you. That's basically how the Internet works. The Internet is overflowing with resources, such as images, HTML, and files hosted on different servers. HTTP allows web applications to communicate, retrieve resources, and exchange data. It works as a request-response protocol between a client, or your browser, and the server. HTTP requests allow users to access content on the Internet. Once an HTTP request is made, the servers will respond by displaying the resources to the user. That's how you're viewing this video right now. TCP is used to transfer resources. Whenever users view a web page, TCP is in charge of the channel between the browser or the client and the server. If one device wants to send information to another, TCP will be used. To make this exchange of data possible, the devices on both sides must comply with HTTP. So how does it work? Take this web page for example. How did you get here? When you type the address or the URL, it leads you to this site. That's because your browser sent an HTTP request to the server. Since your browser made a request, it is the client in this client-server relationship. The server receives your request. The URL that you typed belongs to the server, and so are most of the other things that will be retrieved to be displayed to your site's visitors. If you want to retrieve more data from the server, the browser makes a GET request. The server responds, then the TCP connection will be closed. If your browser needs to make more requests in the future, new TCP channels will be opened. Now let's talk about the GET method. One of the most common HTTP methods, it's used to request data from a specified resource. What do you notice about how URLs are written? First, we have HTTP, and then the domain name, which in this case is samplewebsite.com. When you type the URL, your browser will immediately detect the HTTP and will acknowledge it as the name of the proper network protocol. Then it notes the domain name samplewebsite.com. The domain name server will then return an Internet Protocol address, or IP for short. Using the IP address, our browser opens a connection to the web server using HTTP. And that's when the GET request comes in with the IP address of the host. So here we have the path signified by the slash and the protocol HTTP/1.1. Then we have the address of the server, samplewebsite.com. Depending on what data your browser decides to send, there might be more lines. If the server can find the path requested, it might respond with this. The first line indicates that the request has succeeded. The second line shows the type of content that will be sent to the client. If the server cannot find the path requested by the client, it will result in this message. This could be because the page no longer exists, or maybe we made a typo when we typed the URL. HTTPS is an extension of HTTP that guarantees security in case users want to input sensitive information such as their credit card details or passwords. This allows users to encrypt the data you send and receive. Users can rest assured that their data will be kept private. Online businesses utilize these to protect the privacy of their customers. That's all for now. In this video, we learned about HTTP, TCP/IP, GET method, and HTTPS.